start that way. Yeah, we're live, and now I'm like, yeah, we're gonna do this so we can see my background. I got a squeaky chair. Oh, it's gonna be a. Oh, okay, this is really crazy this morning. Hi, everybody. Welcome to what usually is Vented Uplift, but today it's Magnificently Made Monday, and yes, I know it's Friday, but I got a little bug, and Susan got a little bug, so everything got moved today. We're blaming one of the authors. We don't know who you were, but maybe somebody had something. Because we both got, that's the only place we were together. It was good. It was just a nausea and nothing else. So we're very, very lucky. I didn't silence my phone, so I'm going to do that. And I'm going to start really and be focused. And I didn't tell Sue to do that either. So everybody, welcome fellow author Susan Giacchi. Super, you're like, okay, she's chapter 1. She is a go-getter, cancer survivor, super realtor. So we're going to read, I'm going to go to.
Wow.
Okay. So We Are Dreamers is the chapter that Sue is in. Her chapter is called Journey to Dreams. So I want to read her bio. Okay, about the contributor. Passionate, optimistic, and driven, Susan Giacchi has found her true calling in real estate. That she really has. Prior to working as a real estate agent, Susan worked at the Bond Market Association for more than 14 years. She started as an office assistant, and shortly thereafter, she was promoted to office manager. It was in her last 3 years with the company that she developed an interest in real estate, assisting the president and CFO with locating new offices in Midtown, as well as procuring 2 offices and a conference center in London. After finishing up these projects, Susan decided to engage her new passion for real estate by becoming a residential agent. Working with various real estate companies over the last several years, Susan decided to pursue her dream and took the necessary steps to get her broker's license. Susan opened up Remax Dreams. You get the thing with the dreams, people? Office in Sayreville, New Jersey shortly thereafter, and she's been thriving since with the second office in a Dreams Real Estate Academy. Most recently, Susan was elected as the 2023 MCAR Realtor of the Year. Yay! Congratulations. So Sue, tell everybody, a little bit about yourself. We gave them that little bio, but that's not really too deep of who you are, your story, and your background.
My story and my background. So I'm Susan Giacchi, and I've been in real estate for 20 years. And one of the reasons that I got into real estate was through my last job, not knowing that I would be asked to do their real estate for the company, but I was never a realtor. So I worked with other realtors and architects and construction companies, and I was really in the heart of real estate. And when I was asked to leave because they didn't have a need for a real estate person anymore, someone suggested, well, why don't you go into residential real estate, because you would see what the other side is doing. And so I thought to myself, wow, that's a really great opportunity. And that's the path that I took after I lost my job. But I wasn't even upset about losing my job, to be honest. Most people, when they get laid off, they're really discouraged. They don't know, I guess, what their path is going to be. But I guess I felt the trust of the company. They wanted to make changes, and I was one of them, unfortunately. But I didn't go without kicking and screaming. So I wound up with the package, and that made me very happy, so that I was able to get into real estate, knowing that, you don't know when your first transaction is going to come from. Right. So that gave me a little peace of mind in getting started in this business.
But that's a great attitude that you have. And I think you try to teach that, to other realtors, you really mentor a lot of realtors out there, and this whole new academy you have. But tell me, so I never read anybody's chapter until after I interview them, because I don't want to be like, know anything, right? So that somebody like, So tell me a little bit about, okay, first, you did was Magnificently Made, which I don't think I showed the cover or announced it. Um,
That's okay.
did you sign up right away, or did you hesitate?
I think, to be quite honest, I know you asked this question. I couldn't really remember, but I know that I wanted to write a book. So I'm going to say I said yes pretty soon thereafter it was announced. I thought this was a way for me not to feel so overwhelmed. You know, you always have these dreams and aspirations, but sometimes you make them bigger than what they may be, even just in getting started. So I thought this was a way for me to get my feet wet and see what I thought about it. And I actually wrote my story in one day. And it all just came out. I mean, I know we tweaked it and we made changes to it and we made it fancy, but my story originated from just one day of writing. And it really wasn't so overwhelming. I think I just really wanted to do it, but needed that opportunity to, put it out there. So I
All right. So,
appreciate and just so much for, offering this opportunity to us, because it's so much more than just a chapter. It's just a community of such amazing women just being there for each other. And I'm just so grateful for that.
oh, 100%. I love that when we get together and we all, you hear the stories of amazing women and you realize that, like, oh crap, like I thought I'd been through some stuff, but like so many of us have been through some stuff. And when you see so many different stories come together and to give hope to other women,
Yes.
it's just really beautiful. So yes, we both said yes to Inspired Girls. Jess and Jen are, so this book that you want to write,
Hmm.
how long have you been carrying that in your heart?
I maybe we always say, "Oh, I'm going to write a book. I have a book to write," but you never really think it's for even yourself when you say it, that it's real, because so many things happen, and you say, "Oh, I should write a book about this," but um, I think my chapter gives an overview of my life, some aspects of my life, losing my mom at a young age. Oh, did I tell you I woke up very emotional this morning?
Oh, okay.
Just, I don't even know why, but I guess maybe I
Okay.
knew
So how
what
old was
today
your
would be.
mom?
Say again?
How old was your mom when she passed?
She was 54,
And how old were you?
20.
Oh, that's such a hard age to lose a mom.
It was, but at the time, it's harder now than it was then, because now, you know, I don't think her and I ever really came full circle.
Uh,
And so now, when I wrote the chapter, it was after I went through cancer, and she showed up for me in ways that I would never expect. So there's so much divine intervention in the book. And, sometimes we don't realize that when our loved ones pass away, we think they're gone forever. But in my heart, I know that's not true. So, and I give you some examples in my chapter about that. So,
yeah, I think that's something we both have in our chapter.
yes.
I speak about butterfly moments with my dad and kissing my daughter's nose in the middle of like a cement jungle on the way to have her brain scanned. So yeah, they're there with us.
Really.
So without getting in too deep about your relationship with your mom, what would you say to a mom and a teen that are together and then maybe at,
Mm. So I was probably one of those teens.
we're all
Very,
those teens. We're all
very
want to be
rebellious,
independent.
very, not wanting to listen. But now, how I wish that I had that time to be to be there for her. I've seen, my way of dealing with things in life is to escape. And unfortunately, I didn't spend as much time with my mom as I wish I had,
Did
because
not she
she
have
was
cancer?
dying. She was dying, and I didn't want to see that. Unfortunately, she didn't have cancer. She unfortunately got bad blood,
Oh,
and she developed hepatitis.
wow.
And she was sick for 8 years. So going to doctors and being told how much alcohol did you drink, and
Wow.
touching her stomach and her yelling out in pain, and just a lot of moments. I think we had more moments of illness, than happy moments or time together. So, um,
It's understandable that, that was too much for you. You just wanted to have fun like your other friends who didn't have a mom who was sick and have to deal with that.
yeah,
That's right. It's not that you didn't you were rebelling. You just wanted a normalcy. And I think that's what every teen wants when they are struggling with their, with the sick parent.
no,
And I
it's
think that's what
definitely
every
true.
parent wants to try to do when they're sick for a child, but it's so hard,
Yeah,
you
100%,
know?
100%. And believe me, she knew that, and she tried to do, you know, make things as best as possible for me, so she never complained. She was an amazing person.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And she loves you and she's with you, like you said. So I guess you would recommend that, if you have a mom.
I would recommend that you put all um, your selfish ways aside, because they could be selfish even when you are young, and spend as much time with your mom as possible.
Yeah.
That's what I would say.
Yeah. I think we try when our parents leave us to not have any regrets, right? But it, sometimes it's just not possible because we miss them, and then we're like, we want to capture every moment that we gave away, right? So
Yes.
I'm like, oh, I wish, like, I go back, I think I wrote a blog about it to say yes, because my dad like wanted to dance with me at the father daughter dance. And I was like, oh, like only one dance. Cause like I was cool. Like, no, I was such a nerd. Like, come on, please. Like, and you just want those moments back to say yes. So now,
Right.
like, if my mom asks me for dance, even though my mom can dance, I cannot dance. I'm a fool. I can't follow a step, my left or my right. But I'm like, yeah. And I don't give a crap who's watching me or looking, like, because I don't want to live with that
Right.
regret. And
Right.
it's something, as a cancer survivor, we're both cancer survivors, and you realize how quickly things can change. So we
Uh-huh.
live in the after.
Yes.
We live in
100%.
like the okay, like I don't want to lose these moments. I realized how quickly and what I faced. You want to tell everybody what kind of cancer that you battled?
So I battled anal squamous cell cancer, and it is a form of skin cancer that needed to be treated with radiation and chemotherapy. So I had to have 96 hours of chemo with a fanny pack while going to radiation.
Oh
Uh,
wow.
so after the 96 hours, it came out, and then I still had to continue doing radiation. And then 2 weeks before radiation ended, I had to have another 96 hours of chemo.
Wow.
So,
So I guess I didn't realize that there was even anything like that. You just wear the chemo for 96 hours.
yep, it's in a little fanny pack. No one really knows.
Oh,
So, yeah,
wow.
it's interesting. I mean, I say I was really fortunate and blessed, because I mean, I did have some effects of it all, but for the most part, I tried to keep my attitude positive so that I didn't, you know, fall apart, I guess. I don't know how to say, I guess succumb to what was happening. That's basically the best way to put it. I worked through, I never took time off. I just tried to stay positive and having a positive attitude. I mean, you don't have to have a negative situation in your life to, to want to have a positive attitude. I feel like that should be your daily way because anything can come your way and you're equipped to deal with it when you have a positive mindset. And I really do live that way. I mean, I know there's always situations and sadness and challenges, but you, you can always turn them into something. And that I think I learned that from my mother because she always wanted me to accept people like this is the way they are, even if they were hurtful. Or now I'm learning that while that is a great way to be, you can't let people walk all over you. You have to take a stand for yourself at some point and not be always, for the best interest of other people. I think that's the way she liked to live her life. And I kind of went along with it until I turned 60. And I'm like, okay, that's it. I have to be a little bit of both of us.
Understood. Okay, so your chapter's about your mom, your journey, and then what else is in there that you think people would learn from?
Mm. So the other thing that's in there is another emotional story for me. Um,
It's about your brother.
it sure is. He was probably the most profound person in my life who helped me to get to where I am today. Um, Mostly because he believed in me, because he loved me more than I'm going to say anybody else. To me, how he made me feel.
Was,
Um,
was he older than you, Sue?
he was 13 years older than me.
Oh, wow, I didn't realize that. Okay.
Yep, and
So he
I had a
came
sister
in as
who was 16 years older than me. Unfortunately, she passed away like 5 weeks ago. So it's been a little bit of an emotional whirlwind for me because when I first read the chapter, I think after having read it for so long, it was extremely emotional. Hi Denise. um,
I want you to see that.
but he was unfortunately had lung cancer, stage 4 lung cancer, like a year before I developed cancer. And so we went through that together, which was bizarre to me. It was like, what is happening? And what he didn't know was when he told me that he was going to be going for treatment, back in the day, treatment was like, yes, I know it was supposed to help people, but it also, in my opinion, kills people. So I was terrified at the idea that he would have this treatment. But we were all blessed that his treatment was, you know, helped him get through the times. And for 2 years, he had a good quality of life. And so that was our blessing. It really was. And his too, because he got to enjoy life. And we went on a cruise together with his family and my family. And it was it was definitely not the way it used to be. Um, so
What year is this? How many years has your brother gone now?
he died in 2015, so 9 years.
That's still very fresh. 9 years.
Mm-hmm.
9 years is nothing.
Yep. But
Mm.
he was there for my grand opening, which is a part of my story, and um, which was amazing because he died not too many days after my grand opening. So he really, similar to my mother, they really did show up for me in life, and I'm very grateful for that. So,
Yeah, and he's with you too. Don't forget. And I know that how much you're there for his family. So
yeah, we love each other.
yeah,
So that's really important.
yes. So let's talk about something good. Okay.
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 These are all good
Let's
things.
cheer.
They're just emotional.
All right, I'm gonna cheer you up, right?
Okay.
All right, because we're gonna talk about the the ass kicking realtor you are, and real estate broker, what, you know, all those words that like I don't really, you know, understand totally, but
Go right ahead.
you're you found, all right, you lose your job, somebody recommends something, you find this interest, and then you start this dream, you start, you know, Remax Dreams.
Hmm.
What would you say to a young woman who has a dream about opening up their own business? What kind of like, okay, so one thing, like a tip maybe for somebody starting real estate is to start with a little bit of money because you don't know when that sale's coming, right? So it helps.
Yes,
What
correct.
like what else?
Well, whether it's real estate or it's a dream that individuals, anyone has a dream of opening their own business, they need to, I feel they have to believe in themselves. There was something about why I thought I could open up a real estate office and be successful. I felt that for me, I felt that I had built a good rapport and in my community of other agents, I had a good, there's a word I want to use, but for some reason it escapes me. So,
Welcome to my life.
but the rapport I had with individuals, I mean, I tell my agents all the time, getting to know other agents is so important because when you do a transaction and you know the other agent on the other side, it's it makes things so much easier and smoother. So the community of real estate, we like to kind of stay in our own sides of the I don't know, the boxing ring, if you will, because we're not supposed to get together with each other for some unknown reason. But the community of realtors is really a great place to grow your business and learn from each other. That's really so important. There's people who are trying to get to the top and they need the consultation of others who have been there and have done that. So just learning from each other really is helpful. Um,
But
so
how are you able to take that? Because I think even in, you know, in towns where you have different stores, like, a woman's retail store, or you have a soap store or whatever, sometimes there is a little bit of jealousy that goes on, but you've seen that if you work together,
yes.
like how did you get through that, or how can you recommend that somebody get through it that way?
So this is the greatest thing that I came up with. So first of all, you have to keep your blinders on. No matter what business you're in, you just pointed out accessories, soaps, and stuff. Someone's always going to do better than you. But do you have your dreams and goals written down? Write them down. Stick with them. Because when you keep your blinders on, like the horse, I have a big picture of a horse in my office with the blinders.
Oh, okay.
And also, it's a good reminder of how to pronounce my last name because I'm the jockey on the horse, but it's not spelled that way. So I use that to talk to people when I did the SEL day. I brought my horse with the blinders on because it doesn't matter what business you're in. You need to just stay focused on yourself. And our business is people are jealous. People are, want to be someone else. We go through life that way. I was that way. But I realized that in order to make your own dreams and goals come true, you have to believe in yourself and you have to stick with your own and stay in your own lane, they say, because that's the only place you could succeed. You can't
Yeah.
succeed for other people's dreams and goals, right? They may be bigger than you, but is that your goal? Because if that's your goal, then you're in the wrong lane. So you have to really know what it is that you aspire to have and to do in your real estate business or any business.
Right. I think that's good. As you said it, I got a visual of like driving, right? I'm like, all right, I'm driving in my lane. And then I started looking at what was going on here and I just swerved and crashed and burned.
100%. So you
Yeah.
can't succeed in that in someone else's lane. You really have to be, your own person. But it takes a lot. It takes a lot of perseverance. It takes a lot of knowing who you are. It takes a lot of being positive and self love and sticking to that. And it's hard. It's not easy. You know, I might make it seem easy, but it's not easy. Every day I wake up and have to be
There's
positive.
there's a lot of no's.
Oh,
Right?
there's a lot of
A lot of
no's.
no's, like totally. Like, and how long does it usually take, like a first time realtor to sell a house?
Well, it depends on their sphere of influence. You can have a good first year in real estate if you have a good sphere of influence and you're willing to ask. A lot of people want to be a secret agent. So you have to come out of your own little cocoon and let people know that you're in the business, because being a secret agent doesn't work.
I
So,
like that. And I think that's with everything. If we're not tooting our own horn,
right.
but some people are uncomfortable doing that.
And therein lies the first key is get more comfortable out of your comfort zone. Because once you do that, and of course, as I say this out loud, everybody, I just want you to know I'm going to take my own advice, because we always give advice, but sometimes we need it too. So, um, being more comfortable out of your comfort zone, which only takes practice, is where you all need to be. And if people need someone like an accountability coach, I'm happy to help you through that, because we all need someone who can listen and give some advice and help you feel good about yourself. Sometimes we need that. We need someone else to believe in us.
Oh, 100%. So in your chapter, it goes by you give keys. Is that what you, right?
Yeah, but that key wasn't in there. But yes, I do give keys. I just thought of the key and I said, usually my tagline is usually I have the keys to wherever you want to be. And then the
Okay.
keys came up in my chapter and I'm like, it's great. I mean, my number one key is to have fun. That's really what it is. So one of the things that I haven't shared is that the reason going through cancer was how Remax Dreams actually came to be, which is why it's such a great story.
Let's hear
And,
it.
and right before I was going to start going, I actually started treatment. I was asked to go to a Remax meeting. I was already working at Remax, and I was like, "Well, why are you asking me?" Like, I didn't even understand what was happening. But it was a friend of mine, and we went. She was like, "Well, it's better to, 4 years than two. We both can hear the information and come away and chat about it." I'm like, "Okay." And this is where my limiting belief of why I wasn't going to open an office came, like the light bulb. They were so bright that day. And I found out that it was possible for me to open an office. And so right away, I decided that I was in, and I like blurted it out loud. And my friend was like, "Hey, what do you mean?" So I was like, "Well," she goes, "I thought we were going to, go down this path." And I was like, "Absolutely." I was like, I had no business at that moment to make any decisions anyway, but it was kind of fun that I was having in the moment of just knowing that I could be in, because financially I could afford it. And I put that financial thought into my limiting belief, which I never even knew how much it would be. So that
So,
was
so in your brain was like, oh my God, it must be like $1 million.
or whatever, something
Whatever.
that I couldn't attain. Right. It
Right.
could have been $1 million for all I know, but I never knew what it would cost. So that's why I call it a limiting belief. So in that moment, my limiting belief, like, basically was like right in front of me. And it was saying, you could do this. And then all of the stars aligned and I got through, and I'm cancer free for 10 years. So I'm excited about that. And here we are.
That's wonderful. And now you have your second place.
And now I have my second place in Monroe. So if anybody wants to join us, give me a call at
All right.
917-855-2796.
And
Oh,
you also have an academy on your site. It's Susan, and I always say your name's Susan Giacchi. So I'm sorry that I cannot say it the way
it's
that you
just
said
the
it.
American way. It's not totally wrong. I just pronounce it jockey because that's how my family does, or some
Jockey.
of my family anyway.
Jockey. Susan Jockey.
Susan Giacchi.
Giacchi. All right.
Yes, my academy for anyone who's looking to advance their career in real estate. There's a broker class starting on December 8th. So reach out and we'd love to have you as part of the class. And can I mention my 2 dates for book signings if
Of
anybody is
course. Of course. I was
interested?
just about to ask you. Go ahead.
Thank you. Is November 1st at the Remax office in Sayreville. We're doing some book signings and pie appreciation
Did you say
from
November 1st or December 1st?
21st, sorry.
Oh, 21st.
November 21st, Tuesday, from 2 to 6. And then on November 30th in Staten Island, for my Staten Island friends and family, come out to the Grand City Tavern, 6 o'clock. We're going to have some light bites and book signing. And come
Right.
out, get your book if you don't have it. We'd love to see everyone.
That's very nice. One question, because I have so should we be buying a house or holding off?
If you could afford to buy a house, go for it. That's what I say. Everybody's in a different situation. So there's a need for buying a house, then we're available to help you.
Because you can always refinance, people. You can always refinance.
Yes.
Hopefully when these things come down. I think, when the number one mistake my husband and I made was not buying a house 28 years ago when we had an opportunity in the old place that we lived in. It was before real estate in Brooklyn went up like crazy. We could have bought something for $160,000, like a two-family, and both of our fathers said, do you want help buying this house that we live in? Like, no, there's mice. Like, it was like the stupidest thing, but the rates were high. So to us, it was like,
Right.
oh my God, it was like, how much is,
Right.
when we're just starting off, but sometimes you have to have that, be able to jump. And I think we were fearful, when it really took us like 25 years to finally decide on it. So don't do what I did, people. Jump, go for it. So go ahead.
Can I just make one more? So I just want to give a shout out to my beautiful wife, Pam. Mono Mortgage is her company. So when you're ready to refinance, you can give her a call. Love you, baby.
What's the number? What's Pam's number?
347-733-9254. It took me forever to remember that number, but now I know it.
I can't even
Who
tell you
remembers phone numbers anymore?
I can't even tell you my husband's cell phone number. He's like, really? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The only number I know is my mom's and my son's, because he's had it since he's for 20 years. And my mom, I got it for her. So I'm like the worst. I'm the worst. So so everybody go out to Susan Giacchi's office, Remax Streams, and pick up your copy on Tuesday from 2 to 6.
2 to 6.
Thursday the 30th, Staten Island, Old Tavern. I've never been there.
Grand City Tavern.
Grand City Tavern. I've never been there, but I told you I don't think I can come. I'm supposed to be doing a Cancer Circle workshop. I don't know if it's going on or not or anything. But yeah, so everybody, you can go to magnificently-made.net or Susan Giacchi.
Giacchi.
Yeah, I know, but I'm going to make it like mozzarella, like when I say mozzarella, because I'm from Brooklyn. You think I should know how to say this. It's really a beautiful,
It really is.
beautiful book. Yeah, it's all raised, satin pages. It's going to make a great gift. The stories are touching and beautiful, inspiring. If you have a girlfriend that needs a little pick-me-up, go buy them. So you can, if you go to magnificently-made.net, you have the 33 authors there. You can get a little taste of everybody. And you go to the author, they'll get credit. You can buy it on our website, ventedinbrooklyn.com. That goes to my credit. So, and then everybody, tomorrow I'll be in the bookmark shop, the bookmark shop in Bay Ridge at 5 o'clock with Maureen and Risa from the book with Q&As. I'm sneaking in champagne. So just come and say hi. So,
you got to celebrate.
Yeah, it is. It's a big deal for all of us.
Yeah.
Sue, thank you so much for coming on. Everybody, if you have real estate questions, you want to be a broker, reach out. She really does help mentor so many successful people. Yeah, and we didn't mention, what's your favorite thing and one of your favorite things to see?
Brinks trucks. Love Brinks trucks. They bring an energy
all cash deals you've been doing.
Yeah,
That's great. I love Christmas music, because Christmas music to me, because I've been in retail since I'm 15, always meant money.
I love it.
you know, like busy. So like I
Like
hear like
things
I
that
go
you connect with.
to it.
Well,
I'm like,
I want to just tell you, can I tell you a quick thing? I had a client and he came to the office with his badge on for Gotta World. And he now is my best friend, of course. He just got me a hat for Gotta World, one of the Brinks truck companies or financial companies, whatever they are. So, you know, you never know where you're going to meet people that kind of can make your dreams come true. So keep
I think
dreaming,
you have
everyone.
to like learn how to sponsor one or something.
Yes, I'm going to.
Do we have so when is this book coming out of yours? When are we
Oh,
putting
my
it out?
book?
When put it out into the universe? Let's go. Come on. What year?
The end of 2024. How's that?
All
The
right.
end of
You heard it here.
2024.
All right. All right. Everybody have a great weekend.
Thank you, Chrissy.
And
Thank you.
if you've read any of our chapters, please put a review up for anybody. Support the other authors in your friends and let them know, and let us know what you think of the book. We love it, but you know we're biased, so you know.
Well, we're not only loving it because of our stories, we're loving it
Oh no!
because of everyone else's stories. They're just incredible. Your story is amazing.
Oh,
Really. It
thank you.
really is. It's
Yeah,
beautiful.
my mom's cousin called her like crying hysterically. Like, you need some tissues with the book. That's all
Yes.
I'm gonna say.
I actually bought some tissues to give out with the book. So,
That's great. Love
yes,
that. That was smart.
they're going to need them for sure.
Yes. All right. All right. Now we're
Okay.
really leaving. All right, everybody. Have a
Bye,
great
everyone.
weekend.
Thank you.
And then we'll be back next Monday. We'll have Risa on at 7-11. We'll be back to Monday night. And then next Friday, I don't know if I have any. Oh no, it's the day after Thanksgiving. I can't believe next week is Thanksgiving.
Crazy, right?
It's crazy. So no, I will not be. We have a gobbler. I'm not having anybody on unless something happens. But all right. All right. See you Monday, everybody.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Ciao for now.